We have just started recording, so hello if you are joining us on YouTube. My name is Aron. I'm the program coordinator for Project SOAR with Access of Wilmington. I'm so glad that you are taking this opportunity for your health and wellness to get fit with us. If you are one of our participants that is going on either or maybe both the climbing trip and the skiing trip, the exercises I've included are not only a great functional adapted full body workout, but I've also included things to really get you ready for those types of events and activities. So I really hope you're taking advantage of this. And for everyone else, like I said, this is a great workout to be fit and healthy and to be functional. So if you joined us last week, we did a Tabata style workout. So last week we did Tabata, which is a style of HIIT workout. So HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. Last week we did Tabata, which is 20 seconds of exercise and 10-second breaks. And we moved really, really fast. We're going to do a HIIT workout again this week, but not Tabata. Our intervals are going to be a little longer. So we're going to work out for 50 seconds, have a 10-second break as we transition to the next exercise. And then the next exercise will also be 50 seconds. So we're doing 8 exercises, 50 seconds on, 10 seconds of transition. And then after we do those 8, we get 30 seconds break. And we're going to repeat those same 8 exercises 2 more times. So we're doing 3 rounds. So the whole thing will take about 25 minutes for the workout portion. Of course, before we start that, we're going to make sure we're nice and warmed up, that all our joints are ready to move with some dynamic stretching. And then after we do the workout, we'll do a cool down and stretch together so that we can get back on with our day and be able to move. So let's go ahead and start with that warm up. If you have already done some kind of warm up, that is amazing. That is great. Remember, you can do whatever gets your blood pumping, whatever you enjoy. It is gorgeous out today. So I hope that maybe you took a chance to do a run or a bike ride or a walk or something outside. But if you haven't had the chance to do that, and you're just joining me after you've been working, seated at your desk or something, let's go ahead and just do a couple minutes of movement to get our blood pumping, and then those dynamic stretches, and then we'll get started on the workout. Okay? All right, so I like to just do 2 minutes of movement. That can be whatever you want. I'm going to start my fitness watch. And when we start, we'll do 30 seconds of jogging, 30 seconds of jumping jacks, 30 seconds of high knees, 30 seconds of squats. That's what I'm going to do. You can join me for exactly that, or you can mix it up a little. If there's something that works better for you, remember, this is an adapted workout. If you're not sure how to adapt things, send me a message, give me a call. I can help you adjust in the future. And if you ever log on live, then I can give you that advice live. But we're going to start in just a moment, and we're going to start with that jogging in place. So get ready and let's begin. Jogging in place. Remember, if that high impact, like jogging, isn't great for some of your joints, you don't have to do a high impact. You can do movement that's low impact. So make sure you're doing what works best for you, what fits in with what your doctor has told you to do, so that we can get stronger and more functional and not cause injury. All right, we're almost done with this first 30 seconds. All right, let's move on. We're going to move on to those jumping jacks. My knees are kind of feeling okay today, so I'm going to do high impact jumping jacks. But remember, you have options. You could do a low impact one if you prefer. You could do a variation, a seal, if you don't like having your arms overhead. Just a couple more seconds, and then we'll move on. All right, let's do those high knees. And like I said, you can change this up. If you don't want to do high knees, you can do a kick. Actually, that felt good. I'm going to do a kick today. But if you want to keep it with high knees, you go ahead and keep it with high knees. All right, we're almost done with this 30 seconds. We have one more exercise for 30 seconds. I'm going to do these air squats. I can definitely feel my heart rate coming up. So this warm up is working for me. All right, we're almost done with this 2-minute warm up. And that's it, 2 minutes. If you feel like you need more and you're watching this recorded, go ahead and pause and do some more, whatever you need. Cardio is a really good way to get fit for some of these things that we're going to be doing. So I really suggest that you kind of mix that in with what we do together too. All right, let's move on to some dynamic stretching. We're going to go back to the squats, but we're going to change them up a little bit. We're going to do 15 squats. The first 5, we're going to put our feet really close together, maybe even touching. Try to keep our chest lifted. Your hands could be in front of you, or you can have them on your hips. And we're going to bend our knees, lower our hips, start to notice what those joints feel like, and then press through the heels, come back up nice and tall. Let's do that 5 times. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to do 5 more with our feet just a little wider, so about hips distance, maybe shoulder distance, somewhere in there. And let's do 5 more. Keeping our chest lifted, shoulder blades drawing together. That looks like 3, 4, 1 more here, 5. And then our last 5, we're going to take our feet even wider than our shoulders. Let our toes open wider than our heels. And let's do 5 more. Beautiful. All right, done with those squats. Let's do some side to side movement, kind of warm up our hips. You can do this like a walk, or you can do a little deeper and do a squat. So the walk would look like this: step together, and then we'll switch and go the other direction. And you can keep it right there. If you want to add a little more energy, you can bend those knees and lower those hips a little more and make this more like a squat walk, side to side. We'll just do that a few times. Still warming up, still paying attention to how all of this feels, because this is going to help you make decisions about how you're going to do your workout today. Let's go and come back one more time, and then we'll move on to the next stretch. So the next thing we're going to do is think a little bit more about those hips. They're really important for skiing and climbing. So I'm going to use a chair for this part. You don't have to if you feel like you don't need to, but I like to have a little bit for balance because we're going to come onto one foot. So I'm going to put my left hand on the chair and let my weight come into my left foot, and then pick up my right knee, bend the knee, and then make a circle right through that hip joint. Open, lower, and come back around. So let's do 5 in this direction. And then let's reverse it. So still making circles, but we're going down, out, and then back around. Perfect. Now let's straighten that leg and give it a little lift in front, and then a little kick in back, squeezing that glute. And let's do that 5 times. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll bring that leg back in front, and we're going to go side to side. So we're going to kick it over to the left, out to the right, and let's do that 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Let's do the same thing on the other side so that we're even on our hips. I'm going to move my chair. You could also use a table or the wall if you wanted to do that. And let's do the same thing on this side. So switching legs, let's lift our left knee up, Open out and around. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then let's switch those circles the other direction. 5 times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let's extend that leg out in front, give it a kick up and a kick back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then let's bring that foot out in front and go side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great job. We've done a lot of warming up for the bottom half of the body. Let's get the top of our body warmed up a little before we start our workout. We're gonna do those shoulder circles. I'll move a little closer. So you can have your arms at your side and shrug up and back. You could also bring your hands to your shoulders like chicken wings and make circles with your elbows up and back. And you could also extend your arms and make those circles really big. So you could do one of those, or you could do a mix like I did. Let's switch directions, any of those variations. I like to do a little bit of all 3. Beautiful job. One more thing we're going to think about is our neck and shoulders. So let's do a few rotations there. Letting our ear fall. So we're not forcing it, just allowing gravity, let that ear fall towards our shoulder. And then tilting our chin down to the chest. And then other ear to the other shoulder. And then we can do that a few times. Go ahead and keep this nice and slow to protect your neck. And then if you find when you're here that there's one place maybe that feels particularly nice to have a little bit of a stretch, maybe you have a little bit of some tension there, feel free to hang out wherever you feel that. And before you start moving again. So paying attention to how you feel. Let's maybe go one more time to this side and then back to the middle and then look up. And if you feel like there's anything else you need to do so that you'll be ready for this workout, you go ahead and do that now. Again, if you're watching this recorded, you can pause anytime you need to. Also, I know I've said this before, music can be really motivating. I don't play any on my side because I don't want to make it difficult for you to hear me. But if you have music that gets you motivated and gets your heart pumping, feel free to play it on your end. Use all the motivation we can get. So like I said, we're going to do 8 exercises, 50 seconds on, 10 seconds to transition. And then after we do those 8, we'll get 30 seconds to rest. And then we're going to repeat that 2 more times. Whole thing will take about 25 minutes. So we're going to start with squat pulses. You can do all of these exercises without using anything extra. But if you want, you could use exercise bands or hand weights. If you don't have exercise bands and you want one, again, reach out to me. We have some that we can give you from Access of Wilmington. I'm going to use hand weights. I just find it easier for me to transition with these. And the squat pulse is going to be a squat down and then halfway up, and then you squat down again, and then you come all the way up, and then you repeat it. So that's what we're going to do for 50 seconds. I'm going to start the timer, and I'll let you know when it's time to switch. All right. We're going to start in 10 seconds. So go ahead and get ready. 2, 1, begin. Squat and pulse and back up. Nice form here. We don't need to rush. We want to make sure that we have our back nice and tall and that our knees are in good alignment with our other joints so we don't hurt ourselves. And instead, we get our muscles nice and strong. We are halfway through. These feel so much longer than last week. I can already see that my heart rate has come up. Okay, 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's transition. The next thing we're going to do is a wall sit. If you don't have a wall to sit against, come into a squat and hold it. So that's the other variation. But if you have a wall like I do, bend your knees, sit against the wall, bring your hips in line with your knees if you're able to, and press your back. The time has already started. I know that 10 seconds went fast and I was talking, but go ahead and get in your posture. Either that wall sit or a squat hold. We're halfway through. So even if you miss the first couple seconds, that's okay. You're still going to feel this, I promise. I know I am. Ten seconds. Keep breathing. Pull that belly button back towards your spine. That's going to help you be stable here. 2, 1, and we're transitioning. We're sticking with our legs, and we're going to do calf raises. So if you want to use a wall or a chair or something for stability, you can. And we're beginning. So we come up to the balls of our feet and then lower back down and keep repeating. Halfway through. Woo, these feel so much different than last week. We're doing them so much longer. Oh my goodness, my calves are burning. Great job. That was the end. Let's come down to the floor. We're going to do tricep push-ups. Remember, you can do those from tabletop, or you can take your knees back a little further, but you want your elbows right underneath your, your wrists right underneath your shoulders. And let's go. Lower and press back up. You don't have to come all the way to the ground. Go as far as you're able to without collapsing. So that might only be a little bend and then back up. That's fine. The longer you are consistent with practicing these, the stronger you will get. So keep sticking with this. You're doing great. 10 seconds left. If you need a break, you could always come back to child's pose. Take a little stretch and then come back in when you're ready. All right, there's our rest. We're going to stick with the arms and we're going to do a combo. Remember, you don't need weights for this, but I'm going to show you with weights. So we're going to do a bicep curl. We're starting, so go ahead and start with me. And then we rotate and we do a shoulder press. So we're doing a combo here. We're doing mixing together 2 exercises that we've done before. Curl, rotate, press. Looks great. And then back down with control on the way down and on the way up. We're halfway through. Ten seconds more of this bicep curl and shoulder press combo. Excellent. The last 3 exercises this round are all on the ground. All are abdominal exercises. We're going to start with a crunch. We're starting. Let's go ahead. I know those 10 seconds go fast. These exercises that work our abdominals are really important for both skiing and climbing. And they're also really important just for everyday functional movement. All right. Oh, that was halfway through. I could hear my timer, but I couldn't see it. 10 seconds left with the crunches. And then we're going to stay here on the ground and do 2 more abdominal exercises before this round is over. Whew. That's our rest. Next is the bicycle twist. So we're staying right here and lifting our feet up. Our hands stay behind our head. And let's go. Twist the elbow towards the knee, extend the other leg, and then switch. And we're going to keep that going for 50 seconds. Really think about pulling your belly button back towards your spine, keeping that low back on the mat. That's going to protect your back, and it's really going to help you burn those muscles in your abdominal region. That's how we activate them. 10 seconds more. You've got this, I promise. You can do it. If you need a break, take a break, and then come back in and finish. 10 seconds. We're going to stay right here because then the last exercise is flutter kicks. So extend and then kick. Pressing that low back to the mat by pulling the belly button to spine. And let's kick those legs. If you need to bend your knees, you can bend your knees. That changes the lever a little bit, so it's not quite so intense. Halfway there, you got this. This is our last exercise before we get a 30-second break. 10 more seconds. Ooh, great job. 30 seconds of rest. Go ahead and get yourself something to drink. Use the bathroom if you need to. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can pause whenever you need to. We're going to start in just a few seconds back with those squat pulses. So get ready and let's go. Squat, pulse, and back up. We are more than halfway through now. You've got this. Ten seconds more. Rest, or really transition. We're coming into either a wall sit or a squat hold. So choosing what works best for you. And let's begin. Halfway through, you got this. These wall sits are really tough. Really pull that belly to spine and keep breathing. Just 10 seconds more. 2, 1, and let's transition. The next thing is those calf raises. If you need something to help with balance, go ahead and find it. And let's work. Coming up to the balls of our feet. And then lowering down with control. You could even add weight here if you wanted to. I'm not doing that right now. And we talked about this last week, but if you want to work on your grip strength, we're halfway through. If you want to work on your grip strength, you could hold on to weights with just your tippy fingers. And that's going to help you work on your grip strength for climbing. Ten seconds left. Ten seconds to transition to our next exercise, which is those tricep push-ups. Let's begin, really hugging those elbows to your ribs and then pressing up. Notice here how your breath can help. You can exhale, breathe out while you push up. Inhale while you lower down. See what happens if you try that. Does that breathing out help you push up? It helps me. Remember, you can take a break. Child's pose feels nice for some people, or just a little stretch back. And then restart when you're ready. Ten seconds left for these tricep push-ups. That was the last one. Let's transition to those bicep curls and shoulder presses. Remember, you don't need weights to do this. Use your mind to imagine that you're lifting something really heavy, curling it up, and then pressing it the rest of the way. And that's still heavy on the way back down. So nice and controlled. We want to do as many reps during these 50 seconds as we can do safely with good form. We're more than halfway through. Ten more seconds. We're going to transition to all those ab exercises, last 3 exercises. So let's get back on our floor. We'll start with crunches right now. 50 seconds of crunches. Really thinking about pulling that belly in as you crunch up, keeping the elbows wide. Halfway. Ten more seconds. Little rest here while we get ready to do those bicycle twists. And let's work. Halfway. Ten seconds left. 2, 1, and little rest before we do our last exercise of this round, flutter kicks. Let's go. Halfway there. Almost done with round 2. I am feeling this in my abs. I don't know about you. I'm looking forward to that 30-second break. 10 more seconds before we get that break. You got it. Don't quit. And rest. We've got 30 seconds. Woo. One more round and then we can cool down. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. You're doing great. Remember, we're going to start with those squat pulses. Ooh, get ready. We begin now. Squat and pulse and back up. If you need a little longer to get ready, that's fine. I promise you're still going to get plenty of work. Halfway through. Ten more seconds with these squat pulses. Transitioning to wall sit or squat hold. I'm even going to hold on to my weight this time just because this is the last round and I'm still feeling good. And we're working. Our 50 seconds has started. Make sure you're still breathing. Halfway. Ten seconds, my friends. That is it. We are transitioning into our calf raise. So get where you need to be to do your calf raise. And again, I'm just going to hold on to my weight. Let's go up and lower down with control. Almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's transition right back down to the ground for those tricep push-ups. Those 10 seconds go fast. Let's go. Halfway. Ten more seconds. 2, 1. Excellent. Let's get back on our feet and do that combo. Bicep curls and shoulder press with or without weights or other resistance. And let's go. See if you can keep the front of your body nice and open. You'll do that if you can feel your shoulder blades just squeezing towards each other just a little bit. That helps support your shoulders as you lift up, protecting that rotator cuff. Again, so we can get strong without injuring ourselves. And that's it. Back on the ground. Last set of abs. Let's get ready and work. Crunching up for 50 seconds. Halfway. Ten more seconds. 2, 1, and a little break as we get ready for our bicycle twists. 2, 1, that was a short break. Let's twist this out. Halfway through. Last 10 of bicycle twists. And let's get ready for our final exercise of the day, our flutter kicks. Let's go. Halfway. We're so close to being done. Last 10 seconds. Let's make these the best 10 seconds of today's workout. 2, 1, and done. Go ahead and hug those knees and rock it out a little. Take a break. Get some water. Use the restroom if you need to. And in about a minute, we'll start our cool down and our stretches so that we can go back into our day following our workout. On Thursday, I am going to also, at the end of the workout, or maybe at the beginning, I'll decide on Thursday, show you some other things that you can do around the house, again, without much of any equipment buying involved, but just things you can do to get ready to climb. Because a lot of things have to do with our forearm strength and our hand strength and our grip strength. So I'm going to show you a few things you can put together to improve those. Of course, the very best thing you can do to get better at climbing is to climb So Project SOAR veterans, I still have a few more climbing sessions planned and maybe a couple others. Would love to have you come to the Wilmington Rock Gym. They're really great there. Charlie loves us there, the guy that owns it. We get some really great instruction, especially if you're going on that trip in March. Really great to build some confidence in your abilities and to actually get stronger climbing. So really recommend that you come if you're able to with your schedule at all. I think it'll be really, really worthwhile. And if not, like I said, keep working out with me, keep doing some stuff on your own. The stronger and fitter you are, the more you'll be able to climb and enjoy our time on Pilot Mountain. All right, I think that's enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and do some stretching so that we can go on with our day. We're going to start with those quad stretches. Remember, you can do them lying down. You can do them kneeling down with your foot tucked behind you up against a wall or a couch. I'm going to do mine standing. I'm going to use my chair again for some balance. I'm going to shift to one foot, bend the other behind me, and grab onto my foot. You can see what that looks like here. It's exactly the same thing if you're lying down. You just don't have to balance on one foot. So you can lie down and have the upper leg just like this. And remember, if you can't reach back and touch your foot, that's okay. Reach that heel as close to your tushy as you can, or use an old belt and loop it around your ankle, and you can use that. So there's lots of ways to do this. The important part is we want to feel that muscle on the front of your thigh getting a stretch, maybe a little bit in that hip joint, and then keep going right up the chain. We can stretch our abdominals and our chest a little bit here too. All right, let's take a couple more breaths. We're going to switch to the other side. And let's release this foot. And we're going to take it over in any of those variations. And let's lift the other foot up. And breathe. Let's take one more breath here. And then let's come out of the quad stretch. If you're already down on the mat, just stay there. I'm going to come down and join you and come into a lunge. So I'm going to start with my right foot forward today. And let's do a little side bend to the right. So I'm lifting my left arm overhead and leaning towards that right side. If you didn't want to lift your arm up, you could have your arm at your side. You could still do a side bend if that helps you feel a little more stable. And then let's come back up nice and tall. Our shoulders are right over our knee. And we're going to do a little twist. So we're twisting towards that bent knee. And then let's come back to the middle. We're going to stay here. And then let's think about straightening this front leg and folding over it. I'm going to pick up those toes and draw them towards me. So this is a stretch for the back of this leg. Let's take another breath here, and then we'll come back into our lunge, and then we're going to switch sides. So whichever leg's forward, we're going to kneel on that knee and put the other foot in front. Once you're nice and stable, your shoulders are over your hips, your knee is over your ankle on that front leg. Let's come into that side bend. So we're bending towards the bent knee in front. Right now I have my left hand on my knee. You can also move it to your hip if that feels better. I feel a little more stable with it here, so I'm going to keep it right here. And let's come back up tall and then twist. So now we're rotating our upper body towards that thigh. Let's take another breath here and then come back to the center. And then we're going to start to straighten that front leg and lift the toes and fold right over that front leg to stretch the back of the leg. Let's take a couple more breaths here and we'll come back to our lunge. And then let's come onto our seat. And take our feet out in front of us. And they can come out a little wider than our shoulders. And let's try to rotate in our hips so our knees and our toes are pointing right up to the ceiling. And then we're going to turn to our left leg and we're going to fold. So again, you can have your hands on your leg or on the ground next to your leg, or you can grab onto your toe. Or if you can't reach your toe, but you like that sensation, again, if you have an old belt, you can put it on the ball of your foot. Whatever helps you feel a nice stretch here, helps you cool down after working so hard. And then let's come up to the middle and switch sides. And then we're going to fold towards this toe or this foot, towards all my toes. And let's come back up. And this time we're going to go right through the middle. So in between our feet, let's fold forward. You can reach down on the floor. I like reaching back. Again, see if you can keep your toes pointing straight up. If you're falling out, see if you can rotate. Do you feel that? I do. All right, one more breath here. And then let's come out of this. We'll come onto our backs for figure four. Or remember, you have other options. I like to do this option. So I'm going to sit up. If you're on your back, you could lift your feet up towards you. You could even do these seated with one ankle crossed over the other knee. And then let's switch sides. So whichever foot was on the floor, we're going to put that one over the other knee, that ankle over the other knee. We're just switching sides, same thing. If you are in the seated position like I am, just be careful not to let your chest collapse forward. See the difference? We don't want to do that. We want to keep our lungs nice and open so we can keep breathing big full breaths while we're stretching. Getting as much oxygen to everything in our body that we just worked so hard to help it recover and heal so that we'll be ready for our next workout. Let's do one more breath here. And then we can uncross and come into a seated position. I think we did a variation of this last week. So this will be the very last thing we do before we finish. So let's put one hand to our side and do a side bend over, reaching over with the other hand. And then we're going to rotate and face down at that hand that's on the floor. And then we're going to sweep the other arm across and put it on the ground and sweep the other arm up and come back up. And then we're going to do the same thing in the other direction. So we're going to come to this side first and side bend, and then rotate and sweep, and then come back to center. And let's practice that one more time. So we'll come to the first side, bend, twist, sweep around, and come back up. And reverse, bend, twist, sweep around, and come back up. And let's take a big breath and let it go. And say thank you to yourself for working so hard. I am so glad that you joined me today. Again, if you are watching this on the YouTube recording, please leave me a comment, hit like if you liked it. Let me know what you liked. So you can send me a text or call if you don't want to put it on YouTube. What do you want more of? What's been really helpful to you? I would love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording now. And I hope you have a wonderful day.